I'm Elaine Sims. I'm on the campus of St. Catherine's College here in the conference room at the Hundley Library. I have with me this morning Mr. Bob Aiken, who I've seen on this campus for many years, and Katie Lance, a student here at St. Catherine's. Mr. Aiken, you have been here at St. Catherine's for
21 years.
Longer than wow.
Yeah.
You kind of feel like one of the starters of this. Wow, that is a long time.
Yeah.
And I've seen you here. I know that you're from Danville.
Mm-hmm.
You teach.
I teach World Lit. I've taught World Lit, American Lit. I'm teaching a course now, Survey of Eastern Literature. I have some background in Eastern literature. And as I said, been here 21 years, and medicine and literature, which is a great course.
What was it?
Medicine and literature.
Medicine and literature.
It's a study of disease, dying, and healing in literature. So we start with the Book of Job, and we talk about a work called Philoctetes by Sophocles, and it's about someone who has a wound that doesn't heal, but has a weapon that doesn't miss. And it's been compared and said, well, a lot of artists are like that. They have this talent, but they also have a wound that doesn't heal. So they have a combination of both. And that's how the course starts. It has Frankenstein in it, which is the Mad Doctor, and Enemy of the People, which is by Ibsen. It's about a doctor who tries to warn a town that the baths are contaminated and no one wants to listen to him. They make an enemy of the people. And we look at Jodi Picoult, some of Jodi Picoult's work, which she writes a lot about medicine. And we look at Tusi Swift-Morey, which is, has a lot of wisdom in it.
Yes, yes.
And it's about someone with ALS, slowly passing on, but manages
a very
to
easy
survive
book
that.
to read. I'm not
it is.
It's a very easy book to read.
And,
get into it and stay with it.
Students love that book.
Yeah.
So,
you are you a native of Central Kentucky? Are you native of Danville?
I spent 10 years in Iowa.
Okay.
Going to school there.
You went to school in Iowa.
Yes.
Okay.
And so, but I graduated from Danville High School in 1973, many years ago.
I beat you 8 years.
Oh, okay. Well.
And your major, what did you major?
I majored in language arts and English, but I was very interested in drama. I've done that, and I started out as a stage manager in a play called Misalliance way back in the 80s, and I always had small parts in plays. Never anything really that big, but I've enjoyed being in them. I was in a lot in Iowa, and then I come to Kentucky, and I've been I was in Southern Hospitality, and I was in Little Murder Never Hurt Anyone. That's the biggest role I've had, is Buttram the butler. I played that. And I was in the last play, Game Show, a Vietnam veteran in that. And currently, Dr. Spencer, who is, we don't know. You can decide for yourself. Maybe the nemesis to Colin, or maybe a friend of Colin's. And you can interpret it two different ways. But this play is basically about healing. The person who wrote it, I found out, I did a little research, Secret, very well known.
Yeah, and we're here to talk about this, the new play that's going to be here on campus. The play for the year, which is going
was a Christian Scientist who really believed in thought changing your reality, which is a very new age kind of thing.
Yes, yes, yes. Interesting, interesting.
And it does, as you'll see, as a play progresses, it goes from winter to spring, from dark to light, and it's hopefully it's uplifting.
So it's okay, and we'll talk about that in just a few minutes. We'll talk about people that are going to attend the play, or even that can't, to just talk about the symbolism of what this play is about. And sweet Katie Lance here
Hello.
is a student here at St. Catherine's
Yes,
College.
ma'am.
You're a freshman.
Yes, ma'am.
You are from, do you live here on campus?
No, I don't. I live in Bardstown, which is about 20 minutes away.
Yeah.
It's in that direction.
Yeah.
I get a bit turned around when I'm in the building. And I've graduated from Bardstown High School in 2012. Right out of the gate, I kind of didn't know what I wanted to do, so I thought it would be best if I got a job, saved up some money, and gave, it a thought. And
Good for you.
about fall of 14, I decided I definitely want to go to college and at least get a start and, start on prereqs and just kind of get a feel for what college is like. Because then I was also scared because I was out of school for 2 years. So I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to go back and be, fall behind. And I was worried about that. But no, it was great because I got in, got through all the entrance process, and everybody was so nice in administration. I sent in my application and they responded in a week actually, and
Goodness.
and they were answering any questions that I had, and I felt so comforted by that because it's a big step going to college, and you
Sure.
want to go somewhere where you feel like you matter, and they gave me that in so many different ways. I applied to 3 different colleges, and this one being one of them. And this one was the first one they got to know me on a first name basis right out of the gate and wanted to know how I was. And they accepted my application first, and it was just like, well, they apparently care about me, so this is it. And being here has been wonderful. I feel at home here. I feel, if I have an issue, they address it so upfront, and, they were really honest about it, and I appreciate their honesty, if anything.
Yeah.
That
Absolutely.
means a lot to me.
Well, sure. I mean, it's not cheap to go to college.
No, and
you don't wanna waste the money.
you want the answers,
yeah.
and you want to be, everything should be upfront, and this is what it is. This is the reality. We can work with you, and they did, and I appreciate that to the bottom of my heart, and I love it here.
Yeah. So what are you majoring in? What are you gonna?
I'm an English major.
Oh, okay.
No surprise there, really. I love literature, and I love acting. I love drama, film. I do like history, something about mining in history, so I can get a little bit more in there. I've always loved reading and writing. So that's been my strong point. Math isn't exactly my strong point at all. Numbers confuse me.
That seems to click with some and some not. People that can do math and reading, I admire. I'm more of a math.
Yes,
I'm more of a
absolutely. And so this is
Good.
where I'm kind of comfortable in.
Good. Well, and I think it's wise for people to know that sometimes you don't have to go right into college out of high school. And especially, again, like I said, it's an investment, and you don't want to waste 1 year or 1 semester.
No.
You need to go in with the right intentions and knowing that you are going to do this and you're going to
Do it well.
Finished in 4 years. I can remember when our first child, who's now 44, they said it'll take you 5 years, and we said no, it'll take you 4 years, and he did it in 4 years. And all the other
It's
ones did
possible,
too.
and I admire people who can do it in that amount of time.
Well, and he was very, it just again, it was.
Just clicked with it.
Well, I mean, we had 6 children, and I thought, we really don't want to put another 5 years. We
Right.
would prefer, if
Right.
it had to take 5 years, that's fine. You just do whatever it takes.
Gotcha.
Which is important. So were you in plays in Bardstown in high school or anything? Were you able to do that?
I was not. I was actually in speech. So I was
Okay.
on my high school speech team, and I loved every bit of it. It got me to speak in front of people, and it got me comfortable with that. And I was able to get in touch with emotion and being able to convey that to other people.
That's great.
And that really helped me gave the confidence to get up and do other things.
Well, that speaks for itself right there to say that you were able to get your what you felt across to other people, because sometimes, like I said, people are so nervous that's hard to do, and that's wonderful.
Well, not to embarrass her, but she's excellent in the play. She's just, she's got a lot of lines, but she's got her lines mostly down, and the emotion is right there. She really knows, intuitively, she knows the craft of acting. She's an excellent student. She's very knowledgeable. You can talk to her for hours about different subjects about literature. an excellent writer. So, I mean, we're just tickled to death to have her in the English department, you know.
Let's see. And I've been to several of the plays. Last year it was in Lebanon.
Lebanon.
It was at Center Square.
Yeah.
This year it's coming back to campus.
We're having it at St. Catherine Hall. We're going to have it Thursday, Friday, Saturday, April 9th, 10th, 11th at 7 o'clock, 7 p.m.
Okay.
Thursday night will be for the Dominican sisters.
Oh.
Be a dress rehearsal. Friday night will be our opening night at 7, and Saturday at 7, and Sunday at 2 o'clock.
That's Sunday at 2. Oh,
Yeah.
great. Okay. How many people are, and then the name of the name of the show is?
The Secret
Garden.
Secret Garden.
Well, we have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We have 11 people in the play. I'll just tell you about some of them. Deward Straub was a student of mine in 1998, 96, and he was in, I cast him in Ragged Edge Theater's production of To Kill a Mockingbird. He played Bob Ewell. I don't know if you saw that or not. He played Bob Ewell in that, and it was many years, but he's been involved in almost all the plays. You know, I've invited him. And we have Claudia Cook, who plays the part of Mary Lennox. We have Bree Cornett, who plays the part of Mrs. Medlock. David Wallace plays Ben Weatherstaff. And we have kind of a ghost in it who makes her presence there. That's Ruth Kanyabi, who plays the part of Lily. It's not a non-speaking part, but it's a part that grabs your attention. She's sort of the ghost that's in the play. Erin Yarborough plays the part of Dickon. Katie Jerome plays the part of Mrs. Appleby. And let's see, who am I leaving out?
Medlock.
Well, Medlock, yeah, that's Bree Cornett. She plays Medlock, Mrs. Medlock, who really doesn't like Mary at first, and they have kind of a contentious.
Martha.
Yes, Martha. That's right. I forgot about Martha. That's Krista. Krista plays a part of Martha. And Martha and Mary, at first get off on kind of shaky ground, but then they become friends. And then she meets, she's not supposed to, they try to keep hidden from her.
The greatest mystery, the second greatest mystery of the play.
They try to keep Colin hidden, but she manages to find Colin. And I play the part of Dr. Spencer, who's, I think the writer of this was originally making fun of medicine because she was a Christian scientist. Because all he has is medicine are bromides and not sayings and phosphites, and all they are is they're 19th century medicine, and I looked them up, and they're just sedatives, and they probably contain a lot of opium in them.
See, he's out to drug me. You see,
because I always want to increase the dosage.
In fact, I think everybody wants Colin to be sedated throughout the whole play.
So the Secret Garden, of course, was
it's a book.
It's a book,
and then it's been a movie
several times actually.
Yeah.
One of you might know the 1993 version, which has Maggie Smith in it, and she's a famous British actress.
Okay, so in your words, give us a little synopsis of what this is all about. And Mr. Aiken has already, touched on several things.
I interpret the play as finding kind of who they are at their core in a way. Because Colin,
is this a family? Is it a group of acquaintances?
It's definitely a family.
Community.
It's kind of a but it's as we say nowadays, dysfunctional.
Okay.
Master Craven, who's played by Deward Straub, he's not really connected to his son. Because
and you pick that up right away
in
the beginning of the play.
Absolutely.
Okay. Okay.
So,
and I think it's important for the people that are going to attend the play to kind of talk about the sequence of what happens. So you pick that up, that's a dysfunctional family.
Definitely. Mary loses her parents, so she's an orphan.
So you come in the beginning?
Oh, I'm actually in the... You don't see me until the end of Act 1 and then Act 2.
Okay.
Because I'm a secret. I'm not supposed to... Mary, this is kind of centered from Mary's point of view for the play in a way. You see it through her eyes. So she can't see Colin because they keep him a secret. He's... and they make him out to be a really ill child and someone they don't really want to interact with, but kind of have to.
You're starting out with this dysfunctional family. Colin is in it. Mary doesn't come in till later, but they're hiding Colin. They're trying to.
well, they're hiding. Yeah, Mary's actually in the very beginning, but they keep kind of trying to keep secret from her the garden, and trying to keep secret from her Colin. But she hears crying. She hears something, and they say, well, you don't hear anything. They deny it. And she finally discovers Colin. And things change then. Things start to change for the better.
So this family just didn't want them to be close. Are they related?
They're cousins.
Cousins, okay. And the garden is this beautiful place that they...
Well, the garden at first, it's during the winter time, is like most gardens, things don't grow. That's very symbolic. There's just sort of non-growth there.
The absence of love.
No life there, no love there. And then, springtime comes in and people start to change. Even Dr. Spencer changes, at the very end.
It's like light therapy.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, the garden is what brings everybody together, really. Because it's the garden connects everybody in one way, shape, or form.
Okay.
And they begin to find hope there.
So you enter the garden when it's at its dormant stage.
I think. Well, yes, I do, because I end up helping Mary kind of bring it to life, but Mary has tended to it in advance too, so I get to see the hope being there, growing there. I see the potential in it, and since Colin has never really left the house, he's sequestered away, he has no friends, he's a very lonely child who wants to be loved, but he doesn't know how to interact with people. Okay. So he sees the garden.
Can identify with it.
Absolutely.
Especially in youth.
Yes, especially in youth, because kids are trying to find their way in life and who they are as a person, and this play is sort of about that. And at least that's what I take away from it.
Interesting. I mean, I'm glad we talked about that, because I think if anyone, people that want to come to the play, I think you kind of need to have a pretty good idea what it's about, because sometimes you just jump right into it, and if you haven't done any background research, you don't.
If you haven't read the book, even.
If you haven't read the book, yeah, exactly. It's really interesting because I have beautiful gardens in back of our yard, and my grandchildren have their secret garden there.
Yeah.
Oh, it's got a mailbox.
And
it's
everything.
got aluminum foil in it. It's got letters. They've got their secret garden.
Gardens have always been medicinal. Emerson has talked about that, and going out in nature, and we were talking about the Japanese, earlier, and
they have Zen gardens that they turn to. They're therapeutic.
Yeah, very. It's like having a garden, and if you've ever been in a garden that's blooming, you feel better. Yes, maybe you're getting more oxygen from the flowers, but you just feel rejuvenated, yeah.
And it connects you with nature, and it connects you with God.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Honestly,
I think that's a bigger part of this play.
I mean, you can be, I can be in my gardens and just see one small ray come out of the sky in a little hole in the cloud, and it's like.
And when you see that, it's just such a wonderful feeling that comes over you. Exactly. And then sometimes it makes you kind of feel kind of small. It's like, I'm just a small little part of the world. That's right. But I am a part of it. Yeah. It's a beautiful.
So that's the message we're going to get from.
Well, miracles may happen in the play, but you'll have to come and see if
we can't give away too much.
Can't give too much.
Okay. Yeah. And really, if someone, I think it would be good to even pull up anymore, because like I said, I'm not a literature person. I'm more of a numbers and figures person. But to even pull up on the internet and do a little synopsis of what this is about, so that when you come in, you're kind of caught up with characters. Sometimes you think, okay, what's the relationship going on here? Who belongs to who? And sometimes you don't know how to interpret exactly what happened, and you're thinking, are they just eccentric? Or are they really putting them off? Are they trying to take them out of their life? You know, and sometimes it would be good to do that.
Yeah, I would encourage, you know, doing a little synopsis, and above all else, if you are a literature person, if you do like to read, or even if you just like to listen, find The Secret Garden as a book.
It's a very short book, isn't it?
It's not that long of a book, really. You can find it on audiobook, I'm certain.
My children are here. My granddaughters would love
And you know what? If anything, you know, little kids that like to read it, if you just, you know, talk to them, you can get so much out of kids who love to read. And they'll tell you all the details. That's one thing that my parents did. I would read books and then I would tell them all about it, and they would just laugh. They would like, "Oh, that's so cool."
Yeah, well, and I would like that, because I just struggle reading. On tape, I'm fine, but books are just a struggle for me. Sister Angie Shaughnessy used to do this. Are you now?
Yes.
Did you step into her?
No, it's Dr. Becky Meadows.
Becky Meadows. Oh my!
She's the director of this production.
She's the director, and
she's a fireball.
I always, I really admire her, because I see something and I said, well, I say to myself, I don't say to her, so how is she going to manage this? You know, how is she going to get this
working?
Boulder up the hill? And she manages to do it, you know, just piece by piece.
I got to interview her this year, and she's been on campus 8 or 9 years, and it's the first time I'd ever met her. And she just, I mean, it was like, wow.
She definitely has a presence.
She's the whole package.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, personality, intelligence, and just connections, writing.
Such an easy person to talk to.
Complex, but simple. I mean, that's probably kind of contradictory. But
actually,
I mean,
no, that's a wonderful way of putting it, because people can be simple and very complex at the same time.
So I expect great things from this, because she's amazing. She was
amazing in the lecture of her book that she has out now, which is based on the monk. You know, it's a critical theory. She managed to bring in Scooby-Doo with hermeneutics. So I said, wow, I haven't heard anybody, you know, be able to do that, you know, hermeneutics and Scooby-Doo in the same breath.
You never would have thought that those two could have any kind of connection at all.
Well, it's going to be wonderful. Good. Could people come on Thursday night if they want to, if it's a dress rehearsal?
Yes, it is open if you wish. I do believe that.
It's primarily for the sisters and
they're very captive
they're
audience.
very compassionate, and so if we make mistakes, because it's a dress rehearsal, you know, they'll forgive us. So
but it'll be fun.
Friday night is opening night. Yeah.
But that means I'm sure you've had so much fun doing it.
Oh, it's a wonderful project to work on, and I'm enjoying it so much.
Just the
wonderful.
Friendships and the connections.
And even the people you have in character anyway, that you have an animosity towards, like me and Dr. Spencer. When we get on stage, we really have a ball with it, and off stage we just like to joke about it. It's like, oh, are you going to kill me today? Is that the way it's going to go?
Yeah. Well, you could take it either way. You could take it that he wants the character dead, or that he doesn't.
That's one of the greatest mysteries of the play.
Well, we all know people that we've known all of our life, and you just don't know how to take them sometimes.
I know.
You think, okay, you know, we just try not to analyze it to death, but you think, I don't know exactly really what they meant by that.
I know, it's like, what was that?
Yeah, I don't know.
How do I take that?
Know. Are they trying to tell me something?
Yeah, is there something I need to know that I don't know?
Without saying it directly? So here we go. April the 9th also we interviewed last month is Career Day here at St. Catherine's from 11 to 2 here on campus. So for anybody that's interested in a job, you know, just exploring what possibilities of what they could do in the future, is here on campus. It includes lunch, and then that night is the first play, which is for the sisters, and then that's on a Thursday. Friday night, Saturday night, and then Sunday at 2 o'clock. Okay, look forward to it.
Absolutely.
I may come twice.
Yeah, and come twice if you really enjoy it. Don't be shy to come back.
And people are going to. How long does it last?
It's roughly about 2 hours.
2 hours.
You have an
I would say.
intermission?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Intermission after Act 1.
Okay.
It'll be about 15 minutes or so.
And I would encourage people if they when they come to, because St. Catherine Hall is so big, to sit up close.
Yes.
So that you don't miss the.
And I would encourage
Okay,
bringing
cute.
children to this. 'cause,
Yeah.
Yeah.
they'll-
Bring
they'll
your
like it.
children. Even if they aren't interested in watching the movie or seeing or reading the book, then absolutely bring your children. They would love it.
There's those few steps leading up to the stage. It'd be cool if the kids could even sit there to kind of.
Well, that's actually used. That's
Okay.
used in the actual play.
I
You
might
might-
have to step over them at one point.
that might make it a bit
Well,
difficult.
looking very forward to this. This is there, and you've got your doctor
I got
bag
my
full of your
Look at that.
bromides. And,
Oh
very,
yes, yes. Keep them away. Keep them away.
oh, I can remember when I was young, being raised in London. Dr. Bowdy was our neighbor, and we'd go over to get our little fix for maybe a stomach ache. And now I look back, all he gave us were sugar pills.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a bromide.
Exactly.
But sometimes mind over matter.
Exactly.
We thought they were going to make us well. So, and it wasn't until I bit into one to think, well, they're nothing but sugar.
Sugar.
We just swallowed them.
Well, when I've had uncomfortable stomach aches,
Placebos.
when I had uncomfortable stomach aches, my dad would always give us, like a lollipop or something, and the sugar would actually help settle the stomach. So it actually works
The
the way.
sugar and the love.
Exactly, exactly. That's what it basically is. The thought that count. And
Thank you so much.
thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so
It's
much.
been a
It's good to
pleasure.
see you again.
Great